Hello everyone, welcome to Red9SysTech. Myself Karthik Ponnusamy. I am glad to meet you guys here in today's tutorial because we are going to see one of the interesting topic where we are going to start looking into a problem and then we are going to come up with a solution approach and then we are going to write a code with respect to functional interface and Lambda implementation in Java 1.8. So Java 1.8 is the very biggest advantage of implementing a lot of features within a Java language itself. So here we are going to talk about function interface and Lambda. So let's see what is the problem statement says. So problem is saying that we need to create a function interface which is called as math operation with a single method that performs a mathematical operation on two numbers. So they want us to create an interface which is a function interface with a name, and it should have this method name, and then it should have perform all these two operations. Implement this interface using Lambda expression for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so which means like first we need to create an interface which is nothing but a function interface. So what is a function interface? Whenever I can say interface is a function interface, it should have only one object method, right? It should not have more than one object method. So I need to create an interface called math operation with one function interface. Okay, which means like one abstract method, and that has to perform mathematical operation on two numbers, which means it has to accept two numbers and it has to do this operation. Okay, so which means that interface will have one method and that method should receive two numbers as arguments, and final output should be this operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Here the solution is, first let's define the interface and then create Lambda expression for each operation. So it means, so now we have a main class. So here I want to create interface called math operation. Okay, here I want to create an interface called math operation. So this interface I can say function interface if and only if it has only one object method. So I can simply say operate. That is a function name which I want to tell, and then this should not be a definition, it should be just declaration, right? This should be abstract method, right? So here I can simply say it accepts two parameters, right? So double a comma, let's say double b, which means like a and b it accepts. But what is it is going to return back? It is going to return back the value of double, right? Which means it is going to receive two arguments a and b as a double, and then return type is also double. Okay, now we need to identify how to implement Lambda here. Guys, we already know wherever you have function interface, that implementation you can able to represent with the help of Lambda expression, isn't it? What I mean is, if you don't use Lambda here, what you have to do, you have to create a class which implements this interface, and then you have to override this method, right? Instead of doing this, creating a class and then implementing this method, what you can do with the help of Lambda expression, you can directly implement that. You can directly represent the same implementation with the help of Lambda. What I meant is, so you can simply say, you can also simply rewrite this implementation logic. If you guys see here, it actually receives two inputs, right? Which means this method receives two input. Let's say a comma b. Okay. Whenever I say a comma b, it is going to give back what? With the help of Lambda expression. With the help of Lambda expression, I want to say that it is going to give back a plus b, isn't it? So this I have to store it in this object math operation. Let's say addition is equal to. Okay. Now, what does it mean? It is none other than function interface is represented with Lambda. The way how it works is, let's say class, let's say dummy implements this interface. Okay, this interface. So now what you have to do, whenever you say add unimplemented methods, right? So which means like you have to implement here. So exactly this is what I'm written here, right? So this is exactly what I wrote it here. Okay guys, hope you guys are able to see the highlighted ones. This exactly is what I represented with the help of Lambda expression here. You are giving two things, but here I'm just giving like this Lambda symbol. That's it. And since it is only one written statement, I'm not using parentheses. That's the difference. So with the help of Lambda expression, we don't need this class at all. Okay. So that's the beauty of Lambda. So now I'm able to get lambda expression for a plus b. Similarly, I want to do 3 more operation. One is for addition subtraction. This is for subtraction. This is for multiplication. This is for, let's say, division. Okay. Now, as we know that we just simply represented the implementation of this method with the help of lambda, but still we need to call this method, isn't it? Otherwise, how does system knows like to execute this particular implementation class, right? So for that, I want to call this method. So which means like addition dot operate, subtraction dot operate, like that. But I want to print it in the sysout as well. So system dot out dot println. Here I would say I am getting this addition dot operate of. Let's assume that I want to pass 5 comma 10. Okay. So similarly, I want to give the same inputs to here: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So here it should be subtraction, here it should be multiplication, here it should be division. Okay. So let me go ahead and then run this program and see what is the output we are getting it. If you guys notice, we are giving 5 comma 10, right? Two numbers, right? 5 and 10. Once it get added, it is a plus b. Oh, sorry. Here I need to update it. Okay, a minus b. Then here it should be a into b, and then it should be a divided by b, right? So let me run this now. Here you go. So I'm passing 5 comma 10. So a plus b is 50. 5 comma 10, right? So 5 minus 10 is nothing but minus 5, and then 5 into 10 is nothing but 50, and then 5 by 10 is nothing but 0.5. So which is nothing but like we are able to operate all the 4 types of operation with the help of lambda expression and function interface. So whenever we have a function interface, we always think about implementing this with the help of lambda expression, because you will see the concise code, right? You don't need to have a class and then you have to implement all the stuff, right? Which is nothing but like you can simply rewrite the biggest lines of codes into a simple, cleaner code, concise code with the help of lambda expression. I hope this is very clear for you guys. If you guys are new to our function interface or lambda expression, please watch the video which is displayed in the top of this video, where you see the link, or you can see in the first description of the video, and then you can go through that, and then you will understand in and out of it. So if you guys are very new to our channel, please consider subscribe to it, and then like our videos if you like it, and then click on the bell icon. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you in the next interesting video. Thank you. Bye-bye.